Hi friends, for my sidewalk online residency, I thought I would read a text called Freestyle and Solitude. I'm going to begin. Solitude challenges my socially constructed self. In many ways, as a contemporary art maker, I feel like that much of my work is putting together this socially attractive presentation of self. Building websites, choosing pictures, framing work for grants, cultivating a following, balancing mystery and access, etc. But in solitude, it is, in this quiet place, just me. All of my success and failure are irrelevant. All of the complicated calculus that I use to assess these successes and failures are no longer applicable as well. There is, for the moment, what feels like nothing. I've tried to freestyle in this space before, and it has been super weird. When I begin, there is an overlap of consciousness. I am alone, but I am also practicing to do something, to be something for someone else at some future time. There is a part of me that thinks, if nobody is looking, why does this matter anyway? This is just practice. My imagined audiences are an audience that will advance my career, bring me money and fame, and tell me how awesome I am. Which means my audience are people with the money to pay me and the people with the social capital to increase my popularity. It is silly of me to think that this desire for the approval of others doesn't significantly place a burden on the fragile moment of creativity. As a performer who often locates personal worth in the perception of others, I have come to the slow and painful realization that to grow as an artist and a person, I need to re-envision my relationship between practice and performance. There is something deeper than admiration, security, or compulsion. The starting place that keeps coming back to my mind and heart is hospitality to the other. In this re-envisioning, I welcome God. I begin the slow invitation to self and other. In accepting the challenge to invite God into my practice and transform it into something that isn't my practice, I hope to discover a stronger sense of the worth of work, a worth that is not primarily rooted in my expectations. This invitation is not simply an intellectual pursuit. I can't simply get it and move on. It is an open practice, an ongoing, altering posture of being. What I am describing appears to be a full-bodied state of becoming that requires a faithful surrender to a way of living life. The monk Brother Lawrence knew perfection by way of our skill was an illusion. As a monk, he knew that the practice of the presence of God was exactly that, a practice. How can I want transformation, whether social or personal, if I'm not willing to be transformed? My insecurity holds me back from letting go of the whack ideas that I desperately want to be freed from. In the way that formation is a gradual reshaping, the larger arc of an art practice too is a slow burn. It's not an exercise in political or religious rhetoric, but an ongoing abandonment of the known in search of the known. To abandon the safety of rhetoric leaves a person open to being abandoned by a disappointed tribe. The threat of this disassociation of our peers is usually enough to snap me back into an unquestioning line. But where do my loyalties actually lie? What is God's dream? It's questions like this that arise in solitude. And these questions can be frightening. When I strip myself of my constructions and choices and identities and enter nakedly into solitude and face the terrible void, what then? After my scrambling attempts to regain a sense of my place in the social order have been found to be insufficient, what then? When I am alone and I face the act of freestyle, in those first few moments of blank silence, I look into the void and it feels godless. No one is here. My constructed identity and my constructed God, the one who resembles my desires, is nowhere to be found. Who am I if I am not performing in relation to others? Why will I make a sound? What purpose could there possibly be? Over these inchoate waters, spirit hovers. Let there be form.